'cause I'm loving it. Too high, can't come down. Losing my head, spinning round and round. Do you feel me now? With the taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under. With the taste of a poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? And I love what you do, don't you know that you're toxic? It's getting late to give you up. I took a sip from my devil's cup. Slowly, it's taking over me. Too high, can't come down. It's in the air and it's all around. Can you feel me now? With the taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under. With the taste of a poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? And I love what you do, don't you know that you're toxic? Don't you know that you're toxic? Taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under. With the taste of a poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? Intoxicate me now with your loving now. I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready now. Intoxicate me now with your loving now. I think I'm ready now. Intoxicate me now with your loving now. I think I'm ready now. I'm ready now. Intoxicate me now with your loving now. I think I'm ready now. I know the pieces fit, 'cause I watch them fall away. Mildewed and smoldering, fundamental differing. Pure intention juxtaposed, set two lovers' souls in motion. Disintegrating as it goes, testing our communication. The light that fueled our fire then has burned a hole between us, so we cannot seem to reach an end, crippling our communication. I know the pieces fit, 'cause I watch them tumble down. No fault, none to blame, it doesn't mean I don't desire. Point the finger, blame the other, watch the temple topple over. To bring the pieces back together, rediscover communication. The poetry that comes from the squaring off between, and the circling is worth it. Finding beauty in the dissonance. There was a time that the pieces fit, but I watched them fall away. Mildewed and smoldering, strangled by our coveting. I've done the math enough to know the dangers of our second guessing. Doomed to crumble unless we grow and strengthen our communication. Cold silence has a tendency to atrophy any sense of compassion between supposed lovers. Between supposed lovers. I know the pieces fit, This was a triumph. I make it and know near you. Success is hard to overstate my satisfaction. Amateur science, we do what we must because we can for the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of clay, and the science gets done, and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive. I'm not even angry, I'm being so sincere right now. Even though you broke my heart and killed me and tore me to pieces and threw every piece into a fire, as they burned it hurt because I was so happy for you. Now these points of data make a beautiful life, and we're out of beta, we're releasing on time. So I'm glad I got burned. Think of all the things we learned for the people who are still alive. Go ahead and leave me. I think I prefer to stay inside. Maybe you'll find someone else to help you. Maybe Black Mesa. That was a joke. Ha ha, bad chance. Anyway, this cake is great. It's so delicious and moist. Look at me still talking when there's science to do. When I look out there, it makes me glad I'm not you. I've experiments to run. There is research to be done on the people who are still alive. And believe me, I am still alive. I'm doing science and I'm still alive. I feel fantastic and I'm still alive. While you're dying, I'll be still alive. And when you're dead, I will be still alive. Still alive. Still alive. Science and I'm still alive. I feel fantastic and I'm still alive. While you're dying, I'll be still alive. And when you're dead, I will be still alive. Still alive. Still alive. Saying I love you is not the words I want to hear from you. It's not that I want you not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you feel more than words. That's all you have to do to make it real. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know what would you do if my heart was torn in two. More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you couldn't make things new. make you understand. All you have to do is close your eyes and just reach out your hands and touch me, hold me close, don't ever let me go. More than words is all I ever needed you to show. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you could make things new just by saying I love you. Da-dee-da-dee-da, la-dee-da-da-da. More than words.
This is XboxEra. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the Xbox Era podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything Xbox Era does is only made possible by our community and the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our executive producers and MVPs are an amazingly generous bunch, only shown up by the incredible support of our grand benefactors, Cryat56 and Assassin Entertainment. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely Xbox Era CEO, Torn Raptor. This community is the best one on the internet, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra and pledge your support. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Xbox Era Headlines. I'm Sicker Mechanico, and today Jesse and I are going to walk you through all the latest in gaming news from across the industry, be it Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, or PC. We're going to probably talk about it in some capacity. As a bonus for our wonderful Patreon members, we make audio versions of these episodes available for them to listen to in their Patreon app. But if they're on Spotify, they can link it to their account and listen to it there instead. So why don't you join the revolution and support Xbox Era directly by heading to patreon.com/Xbox Era. I'm hoping while I was talking there that I've hastily changed the audio output to come through my earphone now and not out through my speaker. So hi, Jesse, how are you?
I'm good.
Hey, I did.
Yay.
It's great. Everything's working. Everything's fine.
We're professionals. Fine. I definitely didn't give you a 2-second countdown on going live.
Yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay.
Catch you on your toes.
Like you said, professional, can handle it, can roll with the punches. It's been a day today, and I'm only going to tell this story because I know my father does not watch this show, and he's 70, so why would he? I started off today with what felt like a migraine, so several doses of painkillers later, I'm half asleep or trying to just rest and get rid of it, and my dad phones me. Now, that's rare. Like my dad and I talk all the time. I have a good relationship with my father, but for him to actually phone my phone is rare. Normally, he'll ping me on WhatsApp or whatever from his PC.
Here's my latest nude, son.
Well, I was like, "What's up? What's happened?" And no lie, this is what he said. And I want everyone to hold on because there is a moderately happy ending to this story. So don't get too cross with my father. He said, "I think your nan's dead." Now I'm in a lot of pain. I'm half asleep. I was like, "So what?" It's like, "I think your nan's passed away, mate." I was like, "Oh God!" Now it's my last nan. Of awful news. So I said, "Okay, well, what's going on?" I was like, "Your mum's up there. She just rung me. I'm going there now. I just wanted to let you know. I was like, okay, keep me informed. I get off the phone and I ping my missus and I say, hey, give us a shout. I think my nan's passed away. Now, my missus was doing whatever she was doing. She didn't see this message. And thank God, because my dad hastily called me back 3 minutes later and said, she's not dead. She's not dead. She's just fallen over. It's okay. We're going to go to the hospital with her. I'm like, okay. All right. Maybe check your facts before putting me through that today. So,
Look what you're putting poor Vifon 8 through. He said, what are you talking about? We came here for handheld.
Oh,
John,
okay. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry, Vifon. You know, this is our show. We do what we want around here. All right. But yeah, I thought I'd start the day with that amusing-ish anecdote that's quite dark. But yeah, life lesson.
Classic April Fools from Owl Theory.
Yeah, so I was like, Dad, that is one hell of an April Fool's. Life lesson. Check that they're actually dead before telling people that they're dead. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to start a panic. Anyway, let's get into the news of the week. But before we do, just a friendly reminder to hit that like button because, we rely on the algorithm to do anything and everything. And we need you and your support. So please do so. Now, I think they got it in just before April Fool's Day had officially kicked off, at least from an American or English point of view. ASUS dropped a little trailer teasing the Xbox branded ROG handheld. Again, let's just clarify for those listening and those not paying attention. This is not an Xbox console. You won't be able to play your Xbox console library from the 360 or the Xbox One, but it is an Xbox branded handheld PC. So that means you'll be able to play Xbox PC and play anywhere titles.
And they've got their hashtag play everything or whatever the heck it is, which is just the people are like, whoa, what does that mean? It means it's the normal ROG hashtag, like play all your games, I think is what it is. This one, as Tom Warren and Jez Corden of The Verge and Windows Central, respectively, have said, it's a new refresh. The ROG Ally X was an ROG Ally with a few upgrades here and there, especially the battery. This one supposedly probably on the latest stuff, which also means it's a lot more expensive because the ROG Strix line is a lot of goddamn money. This device is a Windows PC. The difference is it's supposed to be the beginning of trying to build this Xbox OS. So they give you this little outline here. This would be funny if someone sent you this and this is like with the thing that's leaked. Because in the video, you see it, it's just this little thing. It's going to be an ROG Ally something. ROG Ally Xbox. Supposedly Xbox branded. It's still it's a Windows handheld PC, but they are trying to make it feel better to use like a Steam Deck does.
This is an exclusive reveal. I won't say or share how I've seen this, but I'm looking at it right now. Not the actual whole device. I'm looking at the way, honestly, the way sometimes video game insidery leak stuff works is like laughable. But I'm looking at, and you can picture, here's a ROG Ally X, right? And you can see, and I don't know if anyone's seen one of these up close before, but you can see it's got a slight curve to the end of the grip, but it looks nothing like an Xbox pad, right? So I just want you to picture that kind of end, just slightly. Because obviously they've still got to accommodate the screen. So I would just picture a kind of like a little whoop. So it's going to feel a little bit more like you're holding an Xbox pad. Yeah,
kind of like the PlayStation Portal was, but probably not as chopped in half PlayStation controller looking. Yeah. So for people wondering, this does not play your old library. That's the thing that the only way to really solve that is probably through emulation, which I highly doubt is going to be ready anytime soon. That's the Xbox OS. Because the whole rumor about the next generation of consoles, which this is not, is that they will essentially be PCs that through emulation will let you play your back catalog of Xbox, and the whole wrapper and everything around it feels like a console. So while it is a PC and you are playing PC games, they have their lockdown specs, so you still get that console-like experience. This isn't that. This is the very beginnings of trying to make Windows 11 feel better on a handheld.
Yeah, and that was just reported, I think, by Windows Central, picked up by Xenopanther on Blue Sky, a user there, that the latest build of Windows 11 removes a lot of mentions of HoloLens from settings app, but it also mentions a boot into the full screen experience at device startup setting and a choose your full screen experience, which both fall under gaming posture _ choose home app. So this suggests that right now there are things going on under the hood in the latest Windows 11 builds to enable the PC to kind of know what it's doing. Is it loading into some sort of Xbox style dashboard like Steam Big Picture mode, or your more traditional Windows 11 home screen with a start bar and all of that jazz?
Yeah, and that was the reporting from Tom Henderson, was this isn't just another ROG. This is something made like in tandem with Microsoft. So it's like it is a partner device in that way. It's a partner handheld. They're working together, especially on the operating side of things, kind of like they did with MSI, having Game Bar be the actual thing that controls all of the MSI, the new MSI Claws internal settings.
Yeah, and like this is the the ROG's internal armory crate kind of catch-all, and it bundles your games.
It's okay. It's a lot better than it was early on.
But you can see there, it's got access to all of the different stores from Steam, Xbox, EA, GOG.
So this handheld over here would play anything that your PC would play, essentially. There's not many games these handhelds can at least try to run. The Steam Deck struggles a lot more on newer stuff. And looking at a Patreon member, Didact, would any PC use that emulation Xbox OS then? I don't know. They might want to keep it more locked down to specific devices just to keep it from getting hacked. I honestly don't know. Because they've done a really good job of not having the Xbox One or Xbox Series consoles hacked ever, which has kept, Xbox Live and all their stuff a lot more secure, and they lose a lot less money. So I'm sure they're going to probably try and keep it locked down in some way. But if it is Windows in general, someone will find a way.
Yeah, and really, all of the questions that folks are asking, this is all on Microsoft to answer and to solve, right? And one of the more amusing things is like, look, there's nothing wrong with trying to theorize and think about the potential what ifs and how we're going to put it together and all of that jazz. But we just don't know until we do know. And Microsoft have to really find all the solutions here to kind of
and I do think
out what they think it's going to look like.
I'm curious what the naming is going to be on this, because it shouldn't have Xbox in it, because that will make people think it's an Xbox playing game playing device. So, but I don't know. It also, if they have to make it super clear that it's still just a PC. Like, this is a Windows handheld with a way better wrapper to make the experience of loading up Windows and playing games better. Because quite often on these, if you I hadn't opened my Legion Go for a little while, and it just had so much to update because it's Windows, and Windows has 8 trillion updates. But an Xbox OS version of Windows shouldn't have that type of stuff. It shouldn't have that many issues. But we're still a little ways off, I think, from that full Xbox OS. And I don't think Microsoft is going to name this Didact. It's an ROG thing. ASUS are the ones that are teasing it. Microsoft just replied with their little GIF of the friggin' monkey looking left and right, like it did for the Series S. That kitty's grown.
Yeah, kitty's got big, man. He is an absolute moron as well. This one.
He sounds a lot like Oreo and looks a lot like Oreo.
He's a div. Please don't step on the keyboard. I like the cats instinctively know not to step on the keyboard.
It doesn't feel right. It feels weird.
Doesn't feel right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what this all finally ends up looking like. I don't expect anything from ASUS today because it's April 1st and today is the day for nonsense video game stories.
It was interesting that this week, because obviously the rest of the week will be dominated by Nintendo across gaming.
Yeah.
They are different audiences in the long run. I know they're both going to be handhelds, but like a PC handheld just isn't competing with a Switch. Not for the same audience. The casuals are always going to choose a Switch every time.
I don't know, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Outside of Smash Brothers, there's not much that's going to particularly interest. Maybe Mario Kart, but even then, it's short-lived. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This is just personal. Nintendo isn't like, I don't have any nostalgia really for Nintendo. I don't know. I think you're very similar in that regard.
I always had them.
Obviously,
yeah, I always had a Nintendo. I just wasn't. It was never my main device. I just had one because they would have a few things here and there, but was always more of a Sega user and then into PlayStation and Xbox. So, but yeah, when you look at it here, like you can definitely get the vibes of the Xbox controller outline.
I'm surprised they didn't use green though to kind of really emphasize the partnership. But what do I know?
They might be conscious of making sure people don't think it's an actual Xbox handheld, which is what everyone on the planet's going to freaking call this thing anyways. The Xbox handheld. It's like, no, it's a Windows 11 PC.
Yeah.
Damn it.
God,
but I'm intrigued.
All the cats here.
If anyone knows, if anybody knows anyone at ASUS, I can never get in contact with them. So it'd be great because we'd love to cover this.
We would like to cover this as an actual device, you know. We'll have to just try our bestest, won't we? That's all we can do. Yeah. Do you think they're going to reveal it this week? Do you think like they'll just wait until the Switch 2's done and talk about it? It's next week?
Like you reveal it on Monday or you tease it on Monday. Like if you wait too long to reveal, but tomorrow is Nintendo Day, so Thursday or Friday. That's kind of late in the week. Then I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not a marketing professional like Mr. Deadly Headley.
No. I wonder what Deadly's opinion is.
I'm not a professional in anything.
You're a professional reviewer, mate. Mm. His opinion piece about like this journey of
John, because Doom the Dark Ages, pure gameplay, no commentary, just broke 100,000 views.
Wow.
Our first, our uploaded video to hit 100,000 is just some Doom gameplay. The preview's at almost 7. But then the gameplay by itself is now 100,000 views.
That's why I wanted to do a pure gameplay one, because I know what the gamers like. They don't want to hear some British douchebag waffling on about Doom. They just want to see the gameplay, right? And that's what we do. Thank you very much. But very, very grateful to Bethesda for okaying that because, and I'm hoping this shouldn't be too much of a taboo to share this kind of.
No, I think it's okay to
insider smidgen.
Yeah, it's okay to talk about like just some of the basics you have to go over.
But the general embargo, like I've got on my hard drive over an hour and 20 minutes of really gloriously brilliant 4K Doom the Dark Ages footage, and it was like Fairy Empire who went to do the preview in Germany in Wiesbaden. He was like, hey, Saturday night while we were doing the show, he was like, hey, I've just wrapped everything. This was like at 9 p.m. I think. Videos are ready for you. I've written the piece. Have a look. So I did a light edit to make sure it was all grammatically good and SEO was good on the actual article while we were doing our podcast on Saturday, knowing that on Sunday, even though I had lots of people around, I now had to make this maximum 15-minute video for Doom the Dark Ages, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. And he bless him. And like, I've got to give him big credit here. Yozo is, I believe, Hungarian, but he lives in Italy. So he's got what you Americans would call an exotic European accent. Now, I've spoken to tons of people with varying accents as part of like just natural life, so I have no issues understanding him. But he recognized that it is entirely likely that perhaps some of our less well-traveled friends out there in the greater world would have a harder time understanding what he was saying. So we elected to, for the good of the piece, for me to redo the narration. So I always feel bad because it's like his narration was great, but I also
he ain't speaking American.
He ain't speaking the English that you guys will understand. So we redid it, but that video, and then we were looking at it and we're allowed maximum 15 minutes of footage. And I was like, what if we did 2 videos? We'll do the narrated, edited piece, and then for the 15-minute pure gameplay one, I don't add anything new per se. I just extend out the clips that I've used, so there's more of it, but we're not showing like 20 minutes of some gameplay here and then 15 minutes of brand new, completely different gameplay over here. And Bethesda, even though this was on a Sunday, I pinged our guys, very friendly contacts that have been helping us out. And they came back to me first thing Monday morning and said, yeah, you've approached this the right way. Good to go. So lucky that we could get that in there and get it done.
I have seen some videos that are way longer than 15 minutes. So I don't know if they just reuse footage and stuff, but game looks amazing. Game looks so goddamn good.
It looks very, very good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I will be stealing the review, but I will definitely try and get Ferry a code so he can help me with the coverage. Again, like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's funny though, because like, and maybe this is a sin, I didn't particularly gel with either of the new Dooms personally. Like, I think I did Doom 2016, the reboot. I didn't really love Internal. It was too twitchy. And I know there was a lot of people that really love it, super skilled at it. Good for you. But this one looks way more my style of like, yeah, I am not like, I'm just fucking.
Let's get all the sliders to make it easy for you too, old man.
No, I don't know. I'm not worried about that. It's not difficult.
You can turn the speed down so your old man controller only reflexes do all right. And people were complaining in the comments, oh, controller gameplay pass. He's like, he was on a computer, but he played on controller to show people what it's going to be like on Xbox, which is our main focus as a website. Still, even though it's dead. But like when I do the review, it's probably going to be a huge mix of console and PC footage. And you'll be able to tell because one's going to go like this and the other's going to go,
We'll use those little like notifications we have. Like
all the buttons change on the UI. That's your notification. Instead of saying left bumper, it's going to say like shift or control down there. And you know.
It looks good. It looks really, really good.
Yeah, and Digital Foundry just put up their tech video and said it's unbelievably impressive for what it's doing because id Tech has gone all in on ray tracing and, of course, are just seemingly better at it than pretty much anybody. Like making it still look amazing but run really well, which most engines don't do. It's
now up to you, the coalition, to show us what Unreal can do.
That would probably really show off that Xbox handheld from ASUS. That's actually just a PC.
Yeah.
Because the Ally X and the Legion Go, those are the ones you go to for games like this. The Steam Deck can run them. You're just not getting 60. You're maybe getting 45. And you're on a lot of low settings. It's okay. It's a smaller screen. It's not that big a deal, but, you know, a bit of a graphics whore. What can I say? Yeah, this game looks amazing.
It looks so good. I was just like distracted by the footage, even though I've seen it lots.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's one of those things where when you see it, which was barely on in the preview for some reason, I wouldn't be shocked if they did that so that no one got DMCA'd. Because as great as Microsoft
maybe they want to keep the music to not be out there yet and keep it as a surprise.
Like in general, Xbox game studios are very good about giving licenses for using their music on YouTube, but Bethesda isn't. You get pinged a lot by Bethesda in the past.
God, those invisible imps.
Yeah, they're the hell imps from Doom 64, I think. I forget.
Yeah,
they're going all out on this one, and it's not. They've said it's not going to end with him getting into the coffin that you see him in Doom 2016 in. So I'm very curious sounds like they'd want to keep going with this one. How do they keep going? And because the DLC for Doom Eternal was so goddamn good and well received, I hope it's the type of thing we just keep seeing expand-alones and expansions and whatever for, because I just really like playing Doom.
Yeah, fair. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's out next month.
Yep.
It's out next month, 34 days from now.
I hope we get a good amount of time with this, and that they're nice and generous with the codes, and we can try and do some proper like roundtable talk and stuff, because I know you, and Nick have all played South of Midnight, but getting together and talking with Nick about a story game is fucking pointless. But still, even then, that'll be this weekend, definitely, after the review goes live on Thursday. We get 2 Xbox-focused premieres this week, which is pretty goddamn cool.
Yeah, I think that's why Nick is so in love with Nintendo, is because there is no story, ever. Really. Yeah,
like even their more story-focused stuff like Zelda and Metroid, they don't do a ton of cutscenes generally. Yeah, South of Midnight will get the end of the week. Doom got the early part of the week, which is why I find it really weird that there's rumors of a shadow drop on Thursday. I'm like, they literally have a game coming out in early access on Thursday. Why would they shadow drop another one?
Yeah.
And we will be...
You never know, though.
Yeah. Doom looks amazing. It'll have the spotlight for... It's already gone, because now everyone in the industry has just immediately hopped on the next
Nintendo
news story.
bandwagon.
Yeah, the next group of news stories where Nintendo in the news. Boop.
Yeah, it's Nintendo time. Where we had the Nintendo Direct last week, which had lots of Xbox games. Great third-party stuff. Did have a little bit of Metroid Prime 4. Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, I should say, is obviously tomorrow. It's an hour long. We are going to co-stream it because we can.
We'll do that hour. There's a treehouse that's 4 hours on Thursday and 3 hours on Friday of just showing off Switch 2 games, which is really cool. But we probably won't co-stream that.
Yeah. I'm super curious what they're going to show. I would expect a new Mario Kart. I would expect a better looking and better running Zelda. Like Tears of the Kingdom or whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
not a new
Switch.
one.
Yeah, Switch
not a new
2.
one, just a better looking, better.
Part of the thing is there is there are definitely, as part of the game sharing thing they showed at the end of this Direct, they talked about Switch 2 exclusives, and Switch 2 versions of games. So you got your classic old Switch game that'll play in backwards compatibility. You'll have some version of an upgraded game, whether it's paid full, paid $10. Who knows? They actually have a store that's carrying over, so they can do that this time more easily. So like if you buy Metroid Prime on the Switch, do you get it on the Switch 2 as well? Do they have any type of smart delivery? I'm going to guess no, but I'd hope yes. But I would expect no. We have the 2 extremes. You have the extreme of Microsoft, who's been yelled at so much in the past that they go above and beyond on their store and making things cross-compatible, cross-save, cross-buy, across generations and even platforms. You have Sony, who focus more on just $10 upgrades, where it lets them reset the MSRP, but they still give you that $10 upgrade, so people can do it if they want. But with Nintendo, you never know. Will they do the be nice and just give you shit? Will they do the be nice and make it $10? Or will they do the be Nintendo and just there's no upgrade path and you just pay full? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's brand new for them, so.
Yeah, I'm just looking in the chat, people talking about Nintendo. And Jesse and I were talking about it before we went live. I have no nostalgia, particularly for Nintendo games. There are some that I really like, but it is not the be-all and end-all of my existence. And it's, the Switch 2 in particular, because I know it's going to be less powerful than devices I already own, even in the handheld space.
Yeah.
Outside of their specific games again, I'm kind of like, okay, cool. If you announce a new Smash,
the rumors about them being focused on first party, where they didn't give a lot of smaller third parties dev kits yet. That was Also, Imran Khan said on Resetera they just did not give dev kits to Embracer because they did not want them to give their kits to studios. They then closed and the kits got lost and ended up who knows where, which is makes logical sense. Also, I think it was Tom Henderson reported that the dev kits didn't, at least some of them that he got people to talk about, did not have 4K output, which is weird.
Yeah,
because upscaling, but the upscaling side of things, I think a lot of people were really hoping for 4K. But also, like, if you're running internally at 900p, upscaling to 4K doesn't look good. So I'm very curious what the solutions ends up being. Do they work well or not? We started a little earlier, Trav, because we finished our event earlier. So notifications do go out if you got that bell clicked. It's just gonna be interesting to see. I'm very happy for all the Nintendo fans out there. After lots of waiting, there's lots of feasting on new information this week. So
yeah, we'll be able to break it all down, and we will on Thursday's headlines. But we'll be watching the stream. You can come and hang out with us, and we'll chat Nintendo. I know that I don't know. You're going to see lots of discussion. You're going to see lots of pundits analyzing whether it will do well. Who cares? Like, it will probably do great. I think that the one problem that Nintendo have now with the Switch 2, this is just a personal opinion, completely gut feel, not based in any fact or anything, but because it's just an iteration on the Switch, that it's like they're going to have the same problem that, frankly, Microsoft and PlayStation have, which is, and the only thing that's going to make people move, arguably, is new games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to be new games in those key franchises. So it's all going to come down to what they show, be it Mario Kart, obviously a big one. We know that that's a thing. Is there going to be remasters or Switch 2 versions that you can pay to upgrade? But like, it's too soon for a new Zelda. It's definitely not too soon for a new mainline Mario, right? Like a proper one.
No, but it would be, I guess it would be weird if they did Mario and Mario Kart.
Nah, it's Nintendo. They don't give a fuck. They'll do it all. They'll do it all. And then, because they know that all the Nintendo hardcore crazy people out there that Nintendo can never do any wrong.
Well,
buy it.
It's like the franchise that's allowed to have 8 trillion mainline games and spin-offs. Like, people will just always eat up Mario games of any type.
Yeah. Animal Crossing is a good shout, NC. Yeah,
because they never supported the last one, so they've had plenty of time.
Yeah, so maybe they just went all in on the next one and build in the ability to support it with ongoing DLC, because that's a game that can make some serious bank for them.
I'm curious, we saw 2 PlayStation published games, or 2 PlayStation IPs being published by others coming to the Switch at the Direct last week. So what do we end up getting from them? Do we see a bunch of, like, we are mostly covering it because it's always cool to get a hardware reveal. Those don't happen very often. And there's probably a decent chance Microsoft might show up. There's rumors from Tom Warren about a version of the Master Chief Collection in the works for Switch 2. Not the whole thing, oddly enough. Who knows?
If I were going to do it, it would just be 1, 2, and 3.
But 4 is the best one in the package. Reach is the second best one.
4 is not the best Halo.
To actually go back and play through. Sure, you might not be into the story and all that.
It's too corridory and I love the art style though.
How about this? 2 is definitely the worst one to go back and play on, especially on a hard difficulty.
Yes.
Yeah. We can agree on that. ODST is the worst one overall, but you know.
Whoa! No,
I never
agree on anything. Get the fuck out of here. Oh dear.
Wait,
Anyways,
do we get like bigger PlayStation?
So I think Sea of Thieves is an announce that I can see on the Switch 2 tomorrow. Makes sense to me. I think
Sea of Thieves getting a Destiny 2 collab where you can buy Destiny 2 inspired outfits in Sea of Thieves, by the way. Kind of a random one. Because Destiny 2 is fine. Like, it's not doing horrible. The issue they had was unable to reach expectations. where unreasonable expectations after how well 2 expansions ago sold. But it's neat. It's neat to see a cross collab like this.
It is, but also like,
oh, I know people don't get, but it's just another way to make money to actually make more content. So in the long run, we'll see. And I am kind of with JB1521. I thought Metroid Prime looked a lot better the first time it was shown. I'm sure the game will be fine. It'll probably review incredibly well, like that series always does for some reason. But I thought the way they showed that game off wasn't the best. And that trailer was kind of really boring. But I'm not a big Metroid Prime guy. I like regular Metroidvania Metroid.
Yeah, I prefer Metroidvania over a lock-on shooter.
I liked Metroid Dread outside of it was kind of ugly, and the chase sequences were just boring. They didn't add anything for me. They didn't ruin the game. They just didn't add much. But Metroid's a weird series. It does not sell very well. Will this change it? When you got 4 in the title, the casuals are going to go, I'm going to play 1, 2, 3. So you never know.
Yeah. Yep. Risky. Anyways, yeah, Nintendo. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. We'll see you there in the chat. Next up in news, in case you missed it, Ubisoft have sold and created a new subsidiary with Tencent, selling 25% of Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, and Rainbow Six Siege IPs to Tencent. I think the subsidiary is worth like $4 billion or something like that now. And that's what they plan. Sorry, I keep looking this way because my kittens, they've only recently been allowed outside and they're now
Destiny announced a
everything.
cartoon. Destiny First Collapse coming to Amazon Prime next year.
God.
Seems a little bit late.
Yeah. Desperately trying to bring that IP back into relevance. And yet they're not going to make a Destiny 3.
Also, this Ubisoft news did not end up going over well because Tom Henderson, once again, just posted early this morning the internal memo explaining this whole move. And most people who know what it means are like, they don't have a plan. This feels like they panicked a bit and just were like, please, for the love of God, give us some money so we don't have to fold and fire everyone. But what this actually is and what the plan moving forward is, we don't know.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Which has always been Ubisoft's biggest problem. They keep making really good games, but they just cost way too much because they really can't seem to ever plan correctly.
I think the worst Ubisoft has been treated, like, and genuinely, like, outside of Microsoft, they are the industry's biggest punching bag. Mm-hmm. Unfairly so as well. For
the devs. It's fair for the executives when they get punched.
Oh, God,
but
the
devs getting punched because the executives suck is what really blows.
But, like, I think when I played through Star Wars Outlaws, I thought that it had done a remarkably good job at making their open world not feel boring.
Mm-hmm.
Really channeled the IP in new ways that made it feel like very grounded and cool. And I thought that just generally the way that they set up the reputation system with the different cartels and the quest lines and some of the stealth mechanics once you'd unlocked a few things, it was a really, really good game that just got tarred with the Ubisoft open world climber tower unlock and area brush.
And it had a mix too, because there was only about 6 days to review it, and those 6 days started when Gamescom started. So that definitely did not help it.
It was just, I think, go back and play it. And if you get a chance, anybody watching, listening, pick it up on sale. If you're subscribed to Ubisoft Plus, give it a download. If you want to indulge in all the open world bullshittery that open world games like to do, it gives you the option to go and do that. Mm-hmm. If you just want a really solid, pretty great, pretty fun, 18-hour-ish mainline campaign, maybe less, great. That's exactly what I did. Liked it, moved on with my life.
Yep.
It's a good game. And it's a shame that it probably now will not get a sequel and will not get the love it probably would deserve and should get.
Same thing happened with Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. Both games seemingly didn't do great, even though they're both really good. Everyone's like, it's just woo Far Cry. It's like, no, it's better than Far Cry. It's a lot better than Far Cry.
I don't know, man.
And I hate
It's weird.
Avatar. I actually vehemently dislike that property. But that Frontiers of Pandora game is one of the best looking things I've ever played and really fun. But it's like it's a 72 on OpenCritic. It's like, I promise you. Like PC Gamer gave it a 50 out of 100. I'm like, come on.
That's
Full of shit.
PC Gamer are brutal.
No, they were occasionally brutal.
Brutal. Anyways, next up in news, sad times. EIDOS Montreal, following the news of last week of, I guess their sister studio. It's not really, but they were all owned together by Square and then owned together by Embracer. Following Crystal Dynamics firing 17 people last week and saying projects are unaffected, EIDOS Montreal have laid off 75. Now,
and had a project affected.
Yeah, and they did have a project affected. So they used the phrase as one of our mandates is coming to an end. So take that as a game they were working on. It's not a reflection of their dedication or skills for these 75, but unfortunately we don't have the capacity to entirely relocate them to our other ongoing projects and services. These very talented, highly experienced experts are going to into the employment market, and we're working to support them through this transition.
Thankfully, if they are in Montreal, it's a hotbed for game dev, but it's always sucks.
75 is a big number.
Yep.
And obviously, for those that aren't aware, EIDOS Montreal are partnered with Playground Games, working on Fable. Presumably, that's one of the projects that's unaffected.
Yeah.
You'd hope. But yeah, not great news. Not great news at all.
Not good, Bob.
Not good, Bob. I love that. I love that film. Yeah. Anyways, next up, 33 Immortals,
which we still haven't covered. Ursel.
Yeah, Ursel. Where's the review, Ursel? Has he beaten it yet? Has he got to?
Has he played it yet?
He has played it. He's definitely played it.
You sure? Never know.
You know, I don't know. He's busy focusing on like his job and his education and stuff.
Disgusting.
And his finals to be a smart person.
I fully admit I haven't played a second of this game, but it looks right up my alley.
I have played it, but I played it really early, like a whole year ago. And it was okay, but it definitely needed some work. So I'm curious to see how it feels now. But clearly, lots of people have played it because it's now celebrated 500,000 players across all platforms. So that's PC via Epic Games Store, Microsoft Store, Xbox consoles, and cloud. In just 2 weeks, which is pretty good for a little indie game, I think, from Thunder Lotus. 500,000 players. It's available now via Xbox Game Pass, where you can buy it for $20. And the basic premise of the game, if you are unaware, is you and 32 other players will take on the role of damned souls as they rebel against God's final judgment. So you pick up, raid together, cooperate, survive hordes of monsters, defeat massive bosses, and face the wrath of God himself in your fight for your eternal life. I do think it would be fun to try and do a community night, but can you matchmake 33? No,
you can't.
Bad call.
That's why I haven't.
Bad call. Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind if Microsoft had EIDOS and Crystal Dynamics under their belts, as long as they didn't fire anyone.
Yeah, it would be good. Be good studios to have. We've made some good games. Congrats to Thunder Lotus, though. 33 Immortals doing well. Glad to hear it. Next up in news, Kojima Productions, or Kojima, I should say, has celebrated Death Stranding getting a new player milestone of 20+ million players worldwide, which is incredible stuff.
Especially because they were only 5 million. Until they went on PC and then other consoles.
Indeed, this was pointed out by Daniel Ahmad. Juga, whatever.
Juga.
He said, worth noting that the game had sold less than 5 million copies prior to its PC, PS Plus, PS5, Series X and S, and Mac releases. Making the game more accessible to more players led to 20 million players experiencing the IP prior to the launch of its sequel that will then require the players to just own a PS5 if they want to play it.
Mhm.
Apparently, me pointing out that Daniel Ahmad said this, and it's a shame for Death Stranding 2 that
Mhm.
even though Kojima Productions bought the IP back from Sony, they've still elected to do some form of exclusivity deal, be it timed or otherwise. It's a bit of a slap in the face for the other 15 million or so
You're a
players.
filthy console warrior, John.
Apparently, that's a console warrior
Mhm.
position. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I think it's just a bad business call. But
Death Stranding was interesting with a god awful story, and all the trailers have just really focused on the story, and don't know that I'm gonna have much interest in it. I've never been a huge fan of his writing. It's relied heavily on liberal inspiration. If you've ever seen Escape from New York, and then you look at the original Metal Gear, and it's like, you yoinked Kurt Russell's face from that, and Sean Connery from like Hunt for Red October or something, and made a game that people liked. The gameplay, though, he's worked with a lot of people who are very talented at making really good gameplay systems. The Decima engine's very pretty. I'm sure Death Stranding 2 is going to do pretty darn well. Though it's a very busy year, so who knows?
That's true.
As long as it's at least an 81 on OpenCritic, it'll definitely be in the Game Awards Game of the Year nominees.
Yeah. I don't see anything getting past maybe Split Fiction GTA 6 as Game of the Year, really. But we'll see. Speaking of milestones celebrated, Capcom enjoyed a celebration of their own as they saw Monster Hunter Wilds sell over 10 million copies worldwide in just over a month since its release on February 28th. So congrats to them. They wanted to remind everybody that Update 1 is coming out on April the 4th and brings with it a bunch of stuffs and improvements and a fan favorite monster and a new hub where players can get together and hang out.
I think for me, expansion next year or year after would be when I really want to come back, because that will bring back the focus on hunts and difficulties, and I'll have a character probably close to, if not already ready for it. So it's a wonderful game that just didn't hit the areas I truly like in the series. I wish they worked on fixing up the UI. Like the left bumper stuff and moving the stick around, decent, but it's still very confusing compared to like if you haven't played the game before. I like the hunting part as much as anything else, and it's definitely a far more automated in that now by default.
See, I really wouldn't mind giving this a shot, but
especially since I gave it to you.
You didn't give it to me.
Yeah. You have one. I thought you did.
No, I don't. I don't think I do. I haven't got it installed.
Wow.
Or I missed your message. Wait, are you scanning through Discord or am I? Yeah. But I really want to play it, but I want to play it with my buddies. And
I guess I'm not your buddy.
Oh, where is it going to be? I don't know.
The wound system is cool, but also makes it too easy. Like there's just so many parts of it that were unique and fun that got a little too streamlined for me, but a lot of other people seem to really like it, so they're probably right. What do you know? Good game though.
I can't find it. Can't find you sending me anything. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll happily give it an install. I think around the time we were discussing it, you dropped a code for I want to say Eternal Strands. I don't remember you sending me a Monster Hunter code. God, it's all milestones this week. Atomfall has had 1.5 million players who have drunk 300,000 cups of tea. The developers for Atomfall Rebellion have acknowledged the audio bug that causes the game, I think, to crash repeatedly on Xbox consoles, and have said that they are prioritizing a fix. There is a workaround, however, which, keep me honest here, Jesse, is disabling spatial audio.
Yeah, so you can't have Windows Sonic, Dolby Atmos, or DTS-X. That'll stop the crashing. If there are other audio bugs, I haven't I never ran into them, but I had the crashing one where I had to turn those off, and then it was okay.
Yeah.
You could use it on PC with those, which was sounded good. Atomfall is a fun game. It's a very specific thing, going for a specific thing, and I knew it was going to get dinged quite a bit in reviews for it because it's not a big game. There's like essentially 5 maps, one of them 5.5. I don't know. It's weird to say. It's a smaller thing. It's not Fallout at all. It's an immersive sim detective game. Best played on hard difficulties, but you can make it super easy and beat it in 2 hours if you really want, I guess. But I like Atomfall. I think it's well worth a check out on Xbox without looking into it. Like, it's one of those games it's not super hard. It's not super difficult. Just figure stuff out on your own. It's very rewarding.
Yeah. It's probably one, that's not for me. I mean, I just look at it and I'm like, that's not for me.
Yeah, you're not British.
But also, I'm obsessed at the moment, and
nope, no mini Jason Schreier, no.
Yeah, that's all I think about all day, every day. I think that's pretty much it.
Yep.
I'm going to do a quick scan for other news.
No, everything's avoiding Nintendo, so there's not much.
Everything's avoiding. Oh, okay. There you go. This Night Dive Studio says it stands ready to start remastering Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 era games. They're confident they can handle PS3 remasters despite the system architecture. There you go. That's about.
Please
about the only other
give us rights to make more money.
Yeah. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
With the 360 ones, at the very least, certain of them just look and run better on an Xbox. But those remasters would be cool for anything that didn't get a PC port. A lot of those games especially have just insane rights issues that I'm sure Night Dive is very used to having to deal with. Like with No One Lives Forever, which they really want to. Those are great games. I remember loving No One Lives Forever 1 and 2. I haven't played them in like 20 plus years, but I loved them when I did.
I'm trying to think what else I can let people know about. Next week on the 7th of April, we'll be hosting our very first Patreon town hall. If you are a Patreon member, you will be able to join as many of the crew that can make it. And we'll be there kind of like a voicemail dump truck, but you'll be able to jump on your microphone in Discord and ask questions. And it's not really like community questions in the podcast. This is more like, hey, XboxEra, I'd like to see more of this type of content from you. Or, hey, how's things going? And just generally asking us about whatever the heck you want in what you want to see. So we'd love as many of you to be there as possible. Obviously, this is for and focused upon our Patreon community because we want to start focusing on what do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more of? What can we do for you? And that's the focus. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, jump in April 7th in the community Discord, discord.gg/XboxEra. Jesse and I are also working on our plans for the next big subathon as we start crowdfunding as much as we can to fund the various events and stuff that we have to try and get to this year, including, of course, Summer Games Fest, to bring you guys all the latest and greatest in video games from that particular event, with myself, Ursel, and Jesse in attendance. What that means for a live stream of the Xbox Showcase is unknown at this point, but we'll find a way to do both, hopefully. Nick can get his streaming game on from Australia. And then outside of that, the only other brief and slight update I have, Console Wars, the card game. The card game stock for backers has made landfall in the UK. It's going through customs at the moment. It's due to make landfall in the US, if not by the end of this week, at the start of next. And then that's got to go through its customs process. And then they'll be off to fulfillment centers to ship and
fingers crossed we beat the tariff timing.
Yeah, we'll say. Well, I don't think they can apply tariffs on already arrived products.
You're thinking of logically and legally. It's not how we're operating right now.
No, that's true. So that's all fun and games. And the retail published second edition of 20 years of Xbox, celebrating the console and the games, is going to have its final manuscript for production submitted, hopefully by the end of this week. And they are viewing to have that out and hitting store shelves around September, I believe, of this year, which is very cool and very nice and very fun. So
diversification,
that would be nice. Do you want an exclusive reveal? Do you want to show off the the cover, the new cover? I don't think anyone's ever seen that before.
Why not? Ping it to me, Daddy.
And you can. I will ping it to you, big boy.
Ew. What are you doing?
Hang on. This is very pretty. I like it a lot. So here is the new cover of what will be a retail version of the book with some adjustments. It is coming over to you via the Discord now. Boop. There you go. Exclusive. Worldwide premiere.
And boop. There you go.
There you go. That's what it looks like. So if you want a double dip, I won't say no. It's going to be cheaper than the Kickstarted version, obviously. But it's still going to be a big, nicely made coffee table-esque book full of art and wonderful things. And as for the 360, well, it's 20 years old this year, isn't it? Is it 20 years old this year? November? Yeah, that's interesting. Anyways,
that's the end of never getting to sleep.
I do. I love making things and putting them out into the world. That's why I love
and hoping one thing takes off and pays for this whole shebang.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it for headlines this week. We'll be back in a special emergency broadcast edition tomorrow for headlines.
Yeah, you said that's this week was like 2. We've got 3 this week. What are you talking about? Because tomorrow's headlines is a co-stream, react stream, talk over for the Switch 2 Direct, which might have some Xbox games there and whatnot. Myself, John, Ursel, and maybe Nick. We'll see. Because he has a real job too.
Ursel's going to come tomorrow for the Switch 2 thing.
Yeah.
How can he be doing that? He's working on the 33 Immortals review. He won't have time.
No, he's not. And then Thursday will be the normal time, just exactly when the goddamn treehouse starts up. What can we do? Not going to watch or pay attention to that, but it'll be just before South of Midnight goes live at noon Eastern U.S. time on Thursday for our review, which has, as I have teased on Blue Sky, another amazing job by Predrag on making that review incredibly pretty. It looks so good on the website. I
love that we do that for all the first party stuff,
especially me doing them very quickly and giving him a lot of time, unlike you with Hellblade.
Yeah, he still pulled it off though.
He did, but I give him a week. You gave him like a couple days, I think, maybe 1 or 2. He still did it though.
Yeah.
You'll crack the whip on that poor man. I will not. I love him too much.
I don't like doing any whip cracking,
especially on yourself to get reviews done in time.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely don't do that.
You're finally ahead on one, but it's because technically they've given people like a month and a half on it. You've had like 3 weeks, but yeah.
I've played 40 hours of it.
Is that all?
I rolled credits after 24, which I thought was actually pretty quick, judging from whatever.
Yeah, Grub said it was like 30 something for him.
Yeah. So I feel smarter than most, but also, yeah. Next week.
Schreier said that's when the game begins.
Yeah, honestly.
Everyone can't stop talking about this thing, even though they are all under embargo, and I feel like
all
of you.
In this instance, I feel like the publishers.
Oh no, it's all positive. It was like, oh my god, what a piece of shit I'm playing. They'd be upset.
Can you imagine? Oh dear Lord. But anyway, love you everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy what we do, consider supporting us directly on Patreon via patreon.com/XboxEra. I mean it. It's awesome. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for some Switch 2 reveals and other shenanigans. Until then, my friends, play video games, chill out, have fun, be good to each other. Ciao for now.
Goodbye.
Stranding. yourself. Where is my mind? 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 In the water, sea swimming. I was swimming in the Caribbean. Animals were hiding behind the rock. Except the little fish bumped into me, swear he's trying to talk to me. Say wait, wait, where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Way out in the water, sea swimming. I was swimming in the Caribbean. Animals were hiding behind the rock. Except the little fish bump into me, swear he's trying to talk to me. Say wait, wait, where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is? Way out in the water, sea swimming. Feet on the air and your head on the ground. Try this trick and spin it, yeah. Your head will collapse if there's nothing in it, and you'll ask yourself, where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is? Way out in the water, sea swimming. With your feet on the air and your head on the ground. Try this trick and spin it,